When we talk about future, we think tech that makes life simpler, easier, artificial intelligence, automation. We talk about flying cars, humanoids living next to humans. Now, some of these things are still concepts, still far from reality. A lot of things are being developed at the back end, but there's a lot of technology around us, a lot of advancements that are happening, a lot of things that have actually become real. I noticed that when I was in LA a few days ago, I saw some of these square-shaped robots all around the city. I was amazed, they had my attention, only to figure out that these are actually delivery robots. They pick your order from the restaurant, they deliver it at your doorstep, all of it on their own, much like some of the quick commerce platforms that we have here in India, just that there is no human intervention involved. So in today's episode, I am going to introduce you to these special residents of Los Angeles, but there's so much more that we have planned for you. There's a special announcement from Team Digit, but there's also a lot of insights around the smart TV industry. So this is the Digit Show. I am Manas Tiwari. Let's get started. The concept of robotics is not new to us. We have heard so much about it, we have read so much about it, we have seen so much of it. Now when somehow we think of robots, we think of movies like iRobot, Terminator, either a robot which is there to help humans or to completely destroy us, but all in a shape of a humanoid, much identical to us, looks like us, works like us, operates like us, but the real world application is much different. What I saw in LA were these square-shaped robots which are actually used for food delivery. They in no way look like the traditional definition of robots, but they are so much efficient. So here's what I found out. Okay, so I am in LA, and you know, one of the best things, the most interesting things that I've seen in LA are actually these robots, bots that deliver your food. You can see this real cutie which has sort of two eyes. There are two camera sensors at the bottom through which it can actually see you. The moment it saw me, it sort of stopped here. It's not going anywhere. It's waiting for me to actually move away from its path. And you can see here, there are two camera sensors through which it can see me. There's a display which says that Beverly is right now on delivery. It is actually going to deliver food for someone, and that food comes inside this box. So these are the serving robots which are actually there, and you can see them all around Los Angeles. I have seen at least 10 of these since yesterday. I am feeling kind of guilty to stop its way because it's not leaving till the time I leave its path. But this is something that has really fascinated me here in LA. Do you think that something like this can actually come to India, where your food is delivered through these really cute robots? Let me know. Ta-da. So now you can see, as I stepped aside, it sort of is back on its way to deliver the food. Isn't that amazing? Now think about the cost that is being saved. Think about the efficiency that is being achieved. Let me know if you think that something like this is possible in India or not. When I posted this video on social media, a lot of people actually said, no, we are far away from that. But I still want to know your thoughts. Do you think delivery robots like these can actually operate in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore? Let me know. Now, before we head to the next segment, we have a really special announcement to make. Through the year, we test hundreds and thousands of devices at our Digit Test Labs, and at the end of the year, we decide to reward the best of the best, purely based on our testing. No biases, no marketing jargons, no subjectivity involved, only facts, only numbers. So here is a special announcement by Team Digit.
Hi Sid.
Hello.
Meet the Sahi Phone Ultra Pro Max. We are nominating this phone for the Digit 01 Award this year.
Oh, actually, we tested this last month.
Wonderful. That means it's ready to win?
Actually, it's ready to nod.
Come on guys, did you actually check the 500 megapixel camera?
Even a 20,000 rupee phone takes better photos.
Maybe the lighting was wrong.
We tried sunlight, studio light, candlelight, and it only shone in the light of disappointment.
Okay. What about the 20,000 mAh battery? It lasts for 2 weeks.
This died in 2 days, man.
What about the 420 watt ultra fast charging.
Barely got 69 watt. You know what? My trimmer charges faster.
Guys, the phone is not that bad. What about the Diamond Dragon processor? It beats the best.
Well, it also beat our heat record, 45 degrees in just 5 minutes.
So hot. Sid, that's called the thermal enthusiasm.
That's also a frying pan, right?
I understand that you guys have thoroughly tested it, but did you check our OS, the Sahi OS? It's clean, it's minimal.
The one with ads, right in the settings.
तेरा तो गेम बजाना पड़ेगा.
It's suggested we uninstall everything.
Looks like you guys don't understand innovation. Thanks.
At Digit, we test every kind of device. Small brands, big brands, and the ones that call themselves Ultra Pro Max.
But only the best of the best win the Digit 01 Award.
Because your hype doesn't matter, performance does. Numbers don't lie, data doesn't take sides.
And only the truly exceptional is the title of 01.
The Digit 01 Awards are here. If you're a brand, keep an eye on your inbox. Our team will be reaching out to you soon. And if you're watching this, planning to buy a gadget, wait a bit longer. Because we are about to announce the best of the best across 30 plus device categories, including smartphones, TVs, laptops, PC components, and more. Digit 01 Awards, honoring excellence in tech and innovation. Now, we spend hundreds of hours testing these devices through the year, so this is a time when the entire team is the most excited about. So, all eyes on December 3 when the winners are finally announced. Stay tuned, we'll share all the updates with you here, but you can also follow us on our website digit.in. Keep an eye on our social media handles, that's when the updates will come first before anywhere else. Now, it's time for a break, but on the other side of the break, we have a battle of smartwatches for you and so much more planned. I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Digit Show. I am Manas Tiwari. Before heading into the break, I spoke about robots, I spoke about gadgets at large, but now I want to focus on one device which is changing our lives each day, and that's a smartwatch. Now, smartwatches used to be fitness trackers initially, but now there's so much more around them, so much more integrated in them. We use them to track our fitness, but we also use them to reply to messages, to take calls. We use it as a camera control, and there are so many more and new health-related features and capabilities integrated within a smartwatch. So, no doubt when Apple launches a new smartwatch every year, there is a debate, there's a discussion whether the upgrades are worth. Are there exciting enough features? Are there enough new features? Or is your old smartwatch still good enough? Is it still holding up? Do we even need to upgrade or not? So all of those questions will be answered in this next segment, where Aman takes up the Apple Watch Series 11, compares it with Apple Watch Series 10 at our very own Digit Test Labs.
Hello everyone, I'm Ania for Digit, and today let's talk about the Apple Watch. Okay, there are no second thoughts that the Apple Watch is the gold standard of smartwatches, specifically the new Apple Watch Series 11, which at first glance looks almost identical to last year's Series 10. But here's the question. Is it really worth paying extra for, or is Apple just adding one more number to the box? I've been using both a 42mm Watch 10 and a 46mm Watch 11, and honestly, the difference isn't as big as Apple would like you to think. Let's dive in. Alright, so let's start with what's actually new. The Apple Watch Series 11 brings 5G cellular connectivity, up to 24 hours of battery life compared to 18 on the 10, a tough Ion X glass on the aluminum models, and a new space gray color option again on the aluminum model. Everything else, from the S10 chip inside to the design, the display, even the overall size and feel, is exactly the same as Series 10. So in a nutshell, the Watch Series 11 is like the Series 10 that got a little more durable, a bit more future ready, and is slightly better at staying awake, but at its core, it is still the same watch. Now let's be real for a second. Apple Watches have kind of hit a wall. They have become too good. You see, once a product perfects the basics, design, speed, ecosystem, innovation slows down, and that's where Apple is today. The Watch 11 doesn't redefine anything, it just refines things, because how much more can you possibly do with a rectangle on your wrist? So it is still the gold standard, no doubt about that, but it's also starting to feel like a Series 10S if we are being cheeky. Alright, let's get into what matters most, health and fitness, because that's where Apple keeps adding those small but meaningful touches. This year, there are 3 new additions worth talking about: Sleep Score, a workout buddy, and hypertension alerts. With iOS 26, Sleep Score gives you a better look at your sleep quality, not just how long you slept, but how well you slept. It's slightly more polished on the Watch 11, but the Watch 10 gets it too thanks to software updates. Then there's the new workout buddy feature. Think of it like having a friend on your wrist, cheering you on or syncing progress with someone else. It made its debut with the Watch 11, but with iOS 26, it's also rolling out to older models as well. Finally, there's hypertension notifications, essentially alerting you if your blood pressure might be running high. It's not an actual blood pressure monitor, but it's designed to nudge you if there's a consistent pattern of elevated readings. Now, unfortunately, hypertension notifications aren't available in India yet, but once the feature rolls out, it will work on both the Series 11 and Series 10. As for Workout Buddy and Sleep Score, along with all the health and fitness features there are on the Apple Watch, they are already available on both the Series 10 and Series 11 with iOS 26, which again brings us back to the big question: should Apple even bother with yearly watch updates anymore? Now let's talk about that battery life, because this is where the size difference between my two models actually shows up. Apple says the Series 10, both the 42mm and 46mm models, lasts up to 18 hours, but in my real world use, this 42mm Watch 10 easily makes it through a day, no problems at all. And this 46mm Watch 11, this one stretches comfortably to about a day and a half. Apple claims 24 hours, but in practice, I'm getting much better numbers. Now, both use the same S10 chip, so performance is snappy on each. Honestly, you won't notice a difference in speed or anything else when switching between them. The main takeaway is that the Watch Series 11 does have that extra endurance, whether you go for the smaller 42mm model or the 46mm model. Now this is where things get interesting. The Apple Watch Series 11 starts at 46,900 rupees for the 42mm variant, while the 46mm variant, which I have, starts at 49,900 rupees. On the other hand, I have recently seen the Watch Series 10 going for as low as 32,999 and 35,999 for the 42mm and 46mm variants respectively. So while the Watch Series 11 does bring minor upgrades in terms of durability and battery life, I'm not sure if they justify spending extra, especially if you already own a Series 10, because once you add iOS 26 into the mix, that Watch 10 feels practically new. You get almost all the same features, the same performance, and a design that still looks fresh. So if you're on a Series 8 or older, the Watch Series 11 is a nice upgrade, but if you're rocking a Series 10, I would say save your money. There's really not much you're missing. So to wrap up, the Apple Watch Series 11 is a great smartwatch, but the Series 10 is also still a great smartwatch, and that's kind of the issue. Apple's at a point where it's not about innovation anymore, it's about iteration. And unless you absolutely need 5G or that little extra battery, the Watch Series 10 is still the smarter buy. Of course, if you're buying your first Apple Watch, go for the Series 11, but if you're upgrading, the Series 10 will easily keep you happy and your wallet will thank you too. Rest, tell me in the comments if you think Apple's running out of ideas for the watch, or do these small updates still excite you? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this comparison. I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.
So if you have been planning to buy a smartwatch and were confused between Series 10 and Series 11, I hope this segment answers a lot of your questions. From smartwatches to smart TVs now this is a segment that is fast growing, fast moving. All of us want smart TVs. We want entertainment on as big screen as possible. OTTs are further fueling this adoption. And while there are big players like an LG, Samsung, Sony, there are a lot of others like a Kodak, Hisense, Lumio, who are still trying to increase their share of the pie. And this week, Siddharth sat down with Pankaj Rana, the CEO of Hisense, to understand company's plans, strategy, insights into the smart TV segment, new trends and things that you should actually look up before buying a smart TV going into this new year.
Joining me today is someone who's been leading one of the fastest growing consumer electronics brands in India, Mr. Pankaj Rana, the CEO of Hisense India. Today we'll be talking about the brand's growth and the RGB mini LED technology that's turning heads worldwide, and also talk about the India's entertainment landscape. Welcome to the show. And I will just start off by quickly asking you, how would you describe the India TV market right now?
Good thing is that customer is getting more awareness again because of thanks to the smartphones evolution, that they talk about even the whether this TV supports gaming, what is the processor in this TV, what is the refresh rate in TV.
Exactly.
Frankly speaking, all these things were not happening. So maybe 15 years before or 10 years before, TV majorly was two things. One is the picture quality, another was the audio, and to some extent design, aesthetics. But now customer is much more deeper into the TV technology, and when they buy and when they interact, it's more interactive. So Hisense is selling TVs in India market from last 3 years.
Right.
But majorly before this year, we were selling our TVs into the e-commerce channel. So on e-commerce channel, specifically on Amazon, so we are close to 10%. Some months we are at 8%, 9% or 10% market share for our TV business. In TV, as you know, we have two brands. One is Hisense, another is Toshiba. On offline channel, as we started building our offline channel majorly in 2025, and that too in the H2 of 2025.
Right.
So offline at this moment in terms of market share is of course small, because we are doing the penetration into the offline channel at this moment. But if I tell you the offline share in some of the channel where we have entered, so like this Diwali, specifically last 45 days of sellout of Diwali, some of the large regional retailers or some of the big modern retail chains, we were close to 8 to 10% market share also. And those retail chains where we were very focused, we were either number 4 or number 5 brand. And now another part of your question was that most of us knows that in TV specifically, 65 to 70% is between top 3 brands at this moment, which is LG, Samsung and Sony. But I see a great scope for number 4, number 5, number 6 brands catching up very fast into the TV industry, because as you know that Hisense is a global TV player, strong global TV player, large screen, specifically 100-inch, and we are number 1 in the global TV technology.
Post GST reforms, we have seen like a lot of inclination towards large screen TVs. How is the consumer orientation shifting towards large screen TV, and do you have something to say on that?
So if you see, if we all remember specifically COVID time, correct? So COVID time has helped the binge watching very popular across the world, of course, into the India. So if you see the upgradation of the customer to a large screen TV started happening from 2020 onwards, because COVID did many unfortunate or bad things for us, but one good thing if COVID did, that we all spent good time with our family. So we again enjoyed those family moments because we didn't have any other option to go out, correct?
Absolutely.
So TV was the only one thing which most of us watched with the family, which can be sports, entertainment and television. But what happened during that time, it shifted the total experience for the everyone, family or the customer. And if you see specifically in these 4 to 5 years, now India is started becoming a large screen TV market. So customers are upgrading themselves from, example, if they have a 55-inch TV to 75-inch TV, or even 85 or 100-inch TV. So most of my colleagues who are working with me and who are into the industry, so most of them are surprised to see this, that even if we don't have a bigger wall, if a customer do not have a bigger wall, still he is aspired to put 85-inch or 75-inch TV, because they want a cinema-like experience while they are watching OTT content, entertainment, or even the sports over the TV. This is one part. Second, GST has definitely fueled this, because overall if you see, GST reduction is 28% to 10% in 40-inch and above, and that to 43-inch and above. And specifically, if you will see large screen, the value, absolute value impact is really big. So customer has upgraded in last 45 days more to the large screen because affordability is becoming really good for them. And on top of affordability, it is not the price reduction, but the attractive schemes by most of the brand.
Okay.
So we give, most of us give no cost EMI, and EMI divided into maybe 18 months, 12 months or 24 months. So it is becoming, affordability is becoming better.
Right.
And experience, because everyone wants to have a family time over weekend or during the shows when it is coming. So TV is gaining momentum again. TV industry is gaining momentum again, thanks to the GST cut also.
The new RGB mini LED technology, it's been the talk of the world right now. For somebody who's watching it at home, how is RGB mini LED technology different from, say, a QLED or a OLED?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, Hisense is the pioneer into the RGB mini LED technology. We were the brand who launched 116-inch and 100-inch UX series also into the Indian market and the global market.
Right.
Of course, at this moment, price positioning is quite premium. Now coming to the point which you asked, that how the experience for a layman or for a consumer is different compared to any other product, maybe QLED or maybe mini LED, which is not RGB. So if you watch TV specifically, so what customer can perceive and feel with his naked eye, so that is very, very important. So if you see, the blacks are really black and contrast ratio is really good in RGB mini LED. Another thing, as we all know, that I shared with you this, if you continuously watch TV, of course it might have some impact on individuals' eyesight, but RGB mini LED, because the technology is like that, so it is like a cinema-like experience. So if you even watch continuously, it has a least negligible no impact. And while we launched only 2 SKU this year, we have a much bigger plan for the Indian market and the global market also, to launch many SKUs into the RGB mini LED technology for both of our TV brand, which is Hisense and Toshiba.
How does Hisense plan to take away the market share from Samsung, LG, Sony when it comes to, just pure numbers and, sales?
Being a new brand, I should say, being a new brand into the Indian market specifically, globally, we have done very good wherever we are present, be it North America, Europe, Middle East or Africa. So in India, we want to play on our strength. Frankly speaking, if you ask me next 2 years, rather than saying that we want to take a market share from brand A, B or C, we want to play on our strength. So we want our customers to experience the Hisense range of product, and why Hisense product in terms of picture quality, in terms of audio, in terms of aesthetics are better. And it is not only they should buy our product, and they should have a delight while using these products. If they are happy about our product, they will of course refer Hisense as a brand for TVs or maybe for air conditioners also to their near and dear ones. If you ask me if we'll do everything right, so then numbers and market share is just a byproduct. So rather than bringing somebody down or taking somebody's shares, we will create our own space, and we are very confident, and this is what we have done in last 6 months into the offline channel.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. Can't wait to experience the RGB mini LED technology and its TVs in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
So this is it from today's episode of The Digit Show, but the action never stops at Digit. So what you need to do is keep an eye at digit.in, follow us on social media handles, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where you'll keep getting a lot of cool and highly interesting content through the week. But what I'm gonna do now is go back and start preparing for next week's episode, because there's so much more we have planned for you. I'll see you on next Saturday, 8:30 a.m. only on Times Now, with your very own The Digit Show.